What up? What up? What up? Maniacs. Good morning, good afternoon, however you classify this. Guys, thank you for being here. Brian, what's up, my guy? I'm gonna holler at you about post game a little later. Cornelius, what's up, fam? What's going on? Let me see here. I saw J2K in there. I saw James. I can't think of James's last name right now. But welcome all you guys, man. Thanks for coming to the show. Listen, man, what a wild time to be a Bears fan right now. There is so much going on. There's so much that happened this week. I kind of feel like we cheated you guys out of some content because there's a bunch of stuff we probably should have been talking about, but life happens in the midst of all this, so you got to take care of your own personal business. And look, we got the Raiders in here in the building today with a rookie quarterback with a whole lot of expectations and a whole lot of speculation about what's going to happen with QB1, Justin Fields, who got hurt and is out for at least this game. The latest I heard about Justin Fields was he's regaining his grip strength, and he's not going to get surgery as of now. He's not on track to have surgery. So I think I like that. I think if it's left up to him, I think you probably have to hack his hand off to keep him out of this game or to keep him away from playing next week. I believe he's going to be back next week, and I know just the grit in him. He knows what's on the line, and he wants to get out there and compete and show people that they're wrong about him. So I do like that aspect of it. However, we have Tyson Bagent this week, rookie UDFA, with a whole lot of expectations on him, and I don't know why they're so thick and heavy, but I believe you guys as fans, us guys as fans, I think we need to temper our expectations. And remember, this is a rookie. He is undrafted, and he's undrafted for a reason. I'm not trying to put him down. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to root for him just like I do Justin. But I think we all need to pipe down and understand that this is a rookie, and he's going to be a rookie out there today at some point. So with that being said, Samo kids, how y'all doing this morning, man? Thank you guys for being here. Let's get this on.
What up, what up, what up, No Maniacs? Man, feeling good, man. It's October. We're our playoff picture is out of there, but there's still some excitement for me about the game. Not as much excitement as there is maybe some I guess I'll have to call it excitement, man. I want to see what Tyson Bagent looks like. I want him to look good, to be honest with you. I want him to look extremely well. And you know why I know mad is because I wanted to create some level of competition. And because I believe that, competition brings out the best in everyone around them. So Justin is going to have to come in and step his game up the next week, and those guys competing is probably the best scenario for us as a team. If we have two guys that really want it and are fighting each other inside the locker room, and and fighting for their position, then that's probably a really good thing for us, man, because they're going to limit their mistakes. They're going to study a little harder. They're going to work a little bit harder just because they know that there's a guy right behind them that, half the team or half the city may want to step into their place. So they have to prove themselves. And that's just what I'm looking forward to, man. I think it's a win-win for the Bears having two quarterbacks who can actually play. It's just about the coaching staff to me from there. Like, can this coaching staff do what's right for both of these guys and make both of these guys look good in their games and accentuate game plans around, each of these individuals' talents. And that's what it is for me, man.
No Maniacs, what's cracking? Keds is back. The Canadian is back. We got a game against the Raiders today, and Sam said he was a little excited. I'm going to say quite the opposite. I'm the furthest thing from excited about this game, and I'll be completely real about it. This game represents, there was a point just before preseason. I was on one of these shows. It wasn't our show. I was on another show, and I was having a conversation, and I stopped, and I was like, man, there's certain things you just don't want to somebody was talking about Dieter Iceland, and they were saying, man, like I really want to see Dieter take that spot and start on the line. And I was like, yo, I don't want to see Dieter on the line. I want the line to get, you know what I mean? I want the line to mesh. I want it to go together, and I want them to get cohesion, and I want them to protect Justin. And really, I went to bed that night, and now it's X amount of days, X amount of games later, and just about every possible thing that could happen from a nuclear option perspective for this team has happened. And that being said, I had zero interest in seeing Tyson Bagent play football in week 7 of this season. Like that's just the facts of the matter for me. Now I am gonna we are gonna see him. We saw a little bit of him last week, and considering what both Nomad and Sam are saying, take it with a grain of salt, approach it with a little bit of reality, folks. I know a lot of Bears media has been out there just blowing up the name of Tyson Bagent is the next Brock Purdy, and he's the next Tom Brady in waiting. And these are the types of things I've been reading and looking at over the course of the last week. And by all stretches of the imagination, that'd be fantastic if he turns into Tom Brady. But let's give the guy a little, let him crawl before he walks. You know what I mean? Like let the guy grow, let the guy have the opportunity to do what he's been chosen to do and what they've planned for him today. This all, to me, and Samuel, you touched on it, it's really about Bears coaching at this point. Can they coach themselves to a win in some capacity against a team that's in similar case scenario as we are? Yeah, they got some wins, but their squad is pretty banged up, and they really haven't been anywhere near as effective as they should have been this season. And that has a lot to do with coaching on their side, as we're talking about the Raiders. So to me, this is really the battle of two inept coaching staffs, and we're going to see what happens and what shakes out today. Hopefully, what shakes out is, we've got a viable backup quarterback. That's what I hope out of today. But am I excited to see the viable backup quarterback play? Nah, I'd much rather be evaluating Justin Fields.
I agree with all of that, man. I mean, 100% too, because because I want to we'll circle back to this conversation, because I have some particulars I want to talk about as far as Tyson Bagent goes, because I studied him and checked all 22 out. There is some particulars about what he does, and Luke Getzey and all that stuff cooked up into a nice meal. But the inactives are for us today is Justin Fields. And if you guys want to talk about any of these inactives, we can, but I'm just going to read them off for both teams real quick. Justin Fields, Roshan is out, Bojack is out, Nate Davis, Terrell Smith, and Dan Feeney. Inactives for the Raiders are Jimmy G, rookie corner Ja'Cory Bennett, veteran corner Nate Hobbs, linebacker Amari Burney, Christian Wilkerson, wide receiver, and Nada J. Severa, rookie DT, who I liked in the for the draft. But those are the inactives, man. But let's talk about this whole thing with Bagent real quick. And guys, make sure you tune into this show tonight. We're gonna do Nomad at Night post game at 8 p.m. Central. 8 p.m. Central at our normal time. Why? Because we figured out that's a good time slot for everybody. And it gives people a chance to go watch other shows, and we kind of back clean up, and it benefits us in that way too. So make sure we're gonna have some choice conversation. When I tell you choice conversation, it's gonna be some really frank discussion that's gonna go on in post game, and we need time to get out all of our thoughts. And so make sure you guys tune in for the post game tonight. But here's some particulars about Tyson Bagent that I saw on tape. It jumped out to me right away that I didn't notice during the game. But he's staring down every receiver. He's staring them down. I think I did mention this on the last post game. He's reading one guy, and he's going to him, and he's trying to get the ball out quick, because that's what Getzey wants to do. He's pretty much foregone anything tailoring to Justin Fields' strengths, and he's sticking to his scheme and his game plan and what he wants to run. And to be quite honest, for what he wants to do, just because of Bagent's release it fits better. And that's just the God's honest truth. With what Getsy wants to run and what Tyson Bagent's strengths are, it's probably Tyson Bagent is going to look better at the quick stuff, the intermediate 15 yards and in. If he wants to run all that stuff to death, he can do it with Tyson Bagent. I think they'll be fine as far as that goes. But eventually, at some point in the game, if they don't start out right away, I'm telling you right now, the Raiders are going to start jumping all of that stuff because they're going to figure out, okay, this dude, he just wants short plays and yak. And so they'll start jumping that. And if he keeps that one read and throw the ball to his first read, they're gonna get him. So hopefully during the week, he studied his own film and corrected some things about how he approached that game. So he got to scan the field a little bit and start looking some guys open instead of going to that first read, because they will jump it and take that ball away from him immediately if he doesn't. So that's just what I noticed on tape that jumped out. I noticed a bunch, but I noticed that in particular, Samo, the one read, staring down the receiver and throwing the ball.
Yeah, it seems like he's getting to his first read and he's making quick decisions. That's the difference to me between him and Justin. It's just about the decision making. He's looking, he's making the decision quick, a little bit quicker than Justin is. He's throwing the ball. I think Justin thinks about, more so guys sitting on routes, like the first play of last week, for example, that everyone keeps talking about. I think those corners were sitting on those routes and baiting Justin to throw that ball, which is why Justin didn't throw the ball on that first play. Everyone keeps talking about, why didn't he pull the trigger? The corner is standing right there. He could play two men. There was one corner playing up close on press, and he could play both of those guys at that position where he was standing. So I think that, and I don't know why Kari Blassie game is the first read. I don't know. On the outside, that was also a crazy play. The entire play was just crazy to me. But, that's the fear with Tyson Bagent, is that, he may be getting there a little bit too quickly, and teams are going to pick up on that. Like, okay, he's going to read and he's going to make a quick decision. Maybe we can bait him into a few throws, and make it look open to him, and then jump a few routes and get our hands on some balls. That's where he may get himself into trouble by not looking off coverage and the other team knowing the route concepts and understanding exactly what Luke Getsy runs, because it's not that complicated from what we've seen over the past few weeks. So it'll be interesting to see, man, like if he's either going to struggle with different coverages and maybe disguised coverages that are, making him read things a little bit slower once he snaps the ball, with guys, short cover two and then roll into something else, something different, or if they're just going to heat him up and make him throw into some places that look open and, jump on some balls. So we'll see what happens.
Before you go, kids, if you don't mind, man, let me get right back with you guys, because last week it was apparent that if you overwhelm this our offensive line with you overload the front, show zero blitz, and put extra men on the front. You want to line up 6, you want to line up 7, and come after the Bears. How much do you guys think of what Flores did last week will show up this week, and they see that concept as a winning strategy? That's what's bad about the whole thing to me, is because when you put a particular performance on the field, everybody gets to review that, especially your opponents. And okay, why try to recreate the wheel when they showed, last week that all you need to do is overwhelm this, bring too many guys, and they're gonna make mistakes. And so, how much of that do you think these guys will take from what Brian Flores did and come out here and do the exact same thing?
I will take that. I'll throw it up to Samuel in a second. I'm not sure if we're going to see a whole heck of a lot of that, I'll be honest with you, even though it is kind of evident on the tape. I feel like this team shoots itself in the foot more frequently than defenses out scheme it. And I wish I was wrong about that. So the play that Samuel was talking about, that first play of last week, there's two things I wanted to highlight with respect to offense and the defense. Justin adjusts the coverage to the right pre-snap. He knows what's coming. there's a little bit of blame here to go everywhere, including Luke Getsy, who put this as the first play. And it was really a first play to figure out whether these guys are going to blitz the daylights out. And that was really what that play was, at least according to Getsy this past week. He wanted empty out. Who's coming? Let's see if they're really, let's see if this is really Brian Florence's defense. And they found out real quick. The fact of the matter was Justin needed to go. Once he adjusted that coverage to the right, he knows there's a free man here. Why didn't he go right with the rest of the play? He held that ball and he waited there, which doesn't make any sense to me from a QB perspective. Again, like I'm being completely objective across the board here, right? From a quarterbacking perspective, if you've adjusted the coverage to the right, the whole play is going to the right, that's already established. You should know there's a free guy coming this way. So when we're as fans looking at this play and we're watching homeboy just run past zero blockers, he's got no block and smoke the quarterback knew this the entire time, which doesn't make very much sense to me. Initially, as a fan, you look at this and you're like, why are they in empty? Why would they do this? It makes a little bit more sense when Getsy comes out and he's like, look, I'm trying to figure out whether they're going to be blitzing crazy. If they are, cool. The plan is to draw that blitz and bail out to the right. That's the plan. For some crazy reason, he never moved. So yeah, we did see a whole lot of blitzing from Brian last week. I'm not so sure that was really the factor that caused us to lose the game. I think the factor that caused us to lose the game was that every possible opportunity, we shot ourselves in the foot. And that is how we started the game with that exact play. Boom, one in the foot, and we were off to the races to try and dig ourselves out of a hole. And that's what I think this game is gonna like. That's probably the one thing that I'm gonna look for today, is how frequently do we create deficit for ourselves in this game. And that's what I'm looking from. That's what I'm looking at Tyson Bagent for today. I don't want to see that today. I don't care if he throws for 300 yards today. I don't care if he gets a whole bunch of touchdowns. I'd like to see some level of efficiency today. That's what I want to see.
I agree with you, man. And I think the thing for Justin Fields seems to be when he has positive plays early in the game, then that game goes well. But once he starts stacking negative plays early on in the game, it gets bad and it starts to snowball on him. He got himself out of that jam when he got that sack. He ran himself out of that jam actually all on his own. But still, the game plan wasn't a really good game plan enough for him to move the ball down the field efficiently. So after him getting himself out of that. And I'm hoping this week, things are a little bit different. I want to see what's included in this game plan for Tyson Bagent, a young guy who has never played this caliber of talent on a consistent basis other than in the preseason. And, we all know that the preseason is much different than a regular season games. And, I do expect them to heat them up, but not as much as Brian Flores. But on third downs, I expect them to do everything they can to confuse him, maybe move a lot of guys up to the line of scrimmage and drop some out and then bring some, and confuse our offensive line, as Nomad just said, and to confuse Bagent a little bit as well, because he doesn't know where those guys are dropping to. So he'll have to hold the ball a few seconds longer than he might like to, because these guys are going to roll into and morph into their coverage, and he has to wait to see, who's going to open up before that happens. I'm hoping this game plan includes more protection for this guy, man. I'm hoping that Getsy establishes a running game so we can effectively have some play action passing. I'm hoping that, we do move the pocket a little bit more to try to protect him, man, and, not allow rushers, and especially the best rusher in this game, to know exactly where he's going to be throwing the ball from on every play, which is asking Luke Getsy to do what Luke Getsy doesn't do. So pretty much. So it'll be interesting to see if they help him more than they've helped Justin over these past few weeks. So we'll see.
You know what? I didn't think Kid was going to go there, but he went there with that first play of the last game. I don't know why he went there, but I'm gonna go there with you. Number one, that was a stupid play. That's like tempting fate against a blitz. You knew all week long that this was going to be a blitz happy. They're going to come right out and attack you. Why in the hell would you have an empty set on the first play of the game against the blitzingest team in the league? And then not what's more atrocious to me was not have the run audible in it to the option in it. So he motions a back into the backfield and boom, you just run the ball right at it. Yeah, he should have burned the timeout. If I was Justin, I don't give a damn what nobody said. We ain't got the right play call on this set. And with what they showing me, the front that they're showing me right now, we do not have the right play. I don't give a damn how it ended up. It's the fact that we were in it in the first place. It's foolish.
Mm-hmm.
And that says to me, and I've been saying this for the last few weeks, instinctually, this guy doesn't have it. You need instincts. You need instincts to be good at play calling in this league and sequencing plays and the right stuff at the right time. You might have a bunch of stuff that you might want to do, but at the end of the day, you need a plan B, because if you're not getting what you want as far as the front that they're putting in front of you, then you need to go to a plan B and be able to adjust to the game. It should have been a run heavy attack, and you definitely don't come out in a come on, man. I mean, the ineptitude of that. I was sitting there the whole time after that play, like, oh my God, we in trouble. Because if this is his mindset, what, you don't come in an empty set against zero blitz package team. Come on, man. He showed me right then and there. We definitely barking up the wrong tree as far as coordination, man. I don't care what quarterback you have. If he can't be sensible in his play calling and be better than what he's seen, man, he's gonna end up getting somebody hurt. I'm gonna knock on wood, but that's about the significance of it. He's that clueless, man. If you're not an instinctual play caller, bad things are gonna happen to you as a team, man. And right now, I see the biggest bullseye being the biggest weakness we have is the schematics coming from the offensive coordinator. A lot of people think Justin's the problem. I know Justin ain't the problem. It's the coordinator, man. We need somebody that got some damn sense, and right now we don't have it.
Just to back up on your point, real quick, Nomad. You just made a good point about him not having the ability to audible out of that play, because Luke Getsy's reasoning behind, running that play, what he said, I wanted to see, how they were going to play it, what they were going to do, were they going to come in a sub package, or they were going to come in with that extra linebacker. They came in with an extra DB as opposed to an extra linebacker. Justin should have had the ability at that point in time to audible and bring those running backs. Our fullback was out there, and the running back, get them in the backfield in that I formation, and then we should have run power at that point in time and tried to overpower that team, because they have an extra DB in the game at that point in time. So now we should be manhandling these guys. We shouldn't be trying to finesse them with a quick pass or anything like that, man. At that point in time, we should have adjusted to a running play. It doesn't seem like he didn't say that Justin had that option, and that's the option that he should have had, based on whatever formation the defense came out in. That's a good point.
So to agree with Nomad and the fact that Luke Getsy is not really who we want him to be, I'm going to justify his play call a little bit here in a second, but to agree with you, what we should have come out the gate doing, and we've discussed this already, we should have just come out the gate establishing run game. That's what it should have been last week. Establish the run, play one, first 20 plays. Establish that run before anything else. This guy allowed the defense to dictate to him. That's what that play call was. He let the defense dictate to him how they were going to attack them today. And they were clearly the least bit prepared for it. As stated, I give Justin a little bit of blame on that play because he's the QB. He made the protection shift to the right. He knows there's no protection over here. Why he had his back to the defender and didn't take off to the right with that knowledge, I can't even put on Luke Getsy. All I can say is it should have been a bloody run game case scenario. And I'd like to also agree and say one more time, today, it should be a run game. Like, imagine this. It should be a run game case scenario today. Should be Donta Foreman and Velus Jones and jet sweeps and dink and dunk screen short game. Like, that's what today should be. We'll see if we get there. I have a feeling we won't, and I think it's all based on arrogance. But I as much as I can't justify Luke Getsy, the play caller, I have to give Justin blame on that specific play because he knows what. Like, if he doesn't know, I don't know what to tell you. If he doesn't know that moving the protection to the right is going to leave a guy open on the left, I don't know what to say.
Well, I think we're spending too much energy on one play.
Fair enough. Let's
keep it moving. Let's keep it moving.
They had that play in the first place is ridiculous and remedial in my eyes. And I was just, and I have been like, damn, that man, you're not getting me murdered out here. We in the wrong set. I'm burning one. Deal with it. That's the hell. That's the hell gonna happen.
Imagine this guy comes into the game after reviewing Brian Flores's games, film. And is questioning whether he's going to blitz. He's going to be blitz heavy. You think maybe he's going to be, you know what? Let's test and see if he going to be. Come on, man. What's wrong with you, bro? He's going to be blitz heavy.
Yeah.
The three of us identified that. We're not professionally paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, we identified that last week. We came in saying, hey, if Flus is a little bit Brian Flores, we might pull this game off, but we need to focus on the run. That's how we started last week's pregame. We're just going to say the same thing today. Let's focus on the run, and hopefully we get some exotic blitz from Flus down the line. But I don't know. Like, he should have come into the game with that understanding and did his darndest to fight against it, and he didn't. And I can't give Luke Getsy any flowers for that game plan. And realistically, I don't think I can give him flowers for a game plan this season.
Not at all.
Yeah, do you know what, man? I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I'm going to tell you guys in the chat. Here's the truth about the NFL. It ain't that complicated. It's a copycat league. And what they see other teams do successfully, they will march right out there that following week and see if you made any corrections. And what they found out last week was you can overwhelm this offensive line if you show them enough pressure. And you can confuse them, whether it be Larry Borum and whoever's going to be on the left side, which I think is going to be Cody Whitehair instead of Tevin Jenkins, who moved to right guard today. I didn't mention that, but Tevin moved right on back over to right guard. And, I'm not – everybody's like, we need to play Tyree Carter. I halfway agree with that, but then I also agree with I think they're uncomfortable at this point with Tyree Carter, number one. I think, two, they're paying Cody Whitehair $10 million. You better get something out of him. And so they feel like, with Cody being in there, that gives him the best five. We can argue about that, but we only have a few minutes left. But what I was getting at was the NFL is a copycat league, and a good coordinator, and I'm talking Samo, when I say a coordinator with sense, a coordinator with instincts, a coordinator with just good sense would see what another team did and go out there and to see if they made any corrections. Do you have anything this week to remedy the fact that they put up a 7-man front against you and did zero package blitz on you, and you had no answer for it? Do you have an answer for that this week? I know if I was a defensive coordinator going against the Bears right now, I'm coming right the hell after them. I don't know why you wouldn't, because they didn't show me anything last week that they had a remedy for that situation. So for me, that's what I would do if I was a D coordinator.
Yeah, you're going to see that on some first down situations, and especially on third down and long situations. We're going to get heated up. Until we actually beat it, we're going to get heated up. It's just the fact of the matter, like you said, until we show that we can beat it, then we're gonna have to eat it. And I don't know if Luke Getsy is a wise man or wise enough to adjust his game plan. So hopefully Tyson Bagent is just, a little bit quicker to understand what the team is trying to do to him, and maybe go to Luke Getsy and say, hey, they're doing this. Maybe we need to adjust to this, or I'm going to have to roll out a little bit, or get away from this pressure. Like, I got to get the ball out of my hands a little bit quicker. So give me some options to get the ball out of my hands and not send everyone deep, when these guys are blitzing. They have to make adjustments and see, like, if these guys are blitzing, now I need to shorten my route and help my quarterback. So all that stuff has to happen today. I don't know if it will or not, just because of the arrogance of Luke Getsy, and that's just the fact of the matter. But you're right, Nomad. The heat is coming, and it's going to come early, and it's going to come often, especially on third down situations where we want to get where the defense is trying to get off the field until we are able to beat it.
Yeah. What's up, Junior? Big ups to the chat. J2K, I know you're going off in there. I kind of need an explanation as to where you are. You just messaged up. It's 100% Getsy's fault and 0% Poles' fault. Does that even sound logical to you guys? In my opinion, you're biased to show it. I hope he's talking about.
I'm not. I feel you. I feel you a little bit on that. I feel you on that, J2K. And yeah,
man.
I'm not absolving Poles at all. But J2K, you're a little biased against Poles.
Yes, he is, man.
But I'm not absolving him at all. Yeah.
Man, listen, man. Me and J2K have come a long way, man. We have come a long way. We came full circle. We was argumentative against each other. But J2K, man, you got to admit, since the guy got here, man, you done had it out for him, man. The fact that he didn't draft the guys that J2K wanted when he got here, he wanted Pickens so bad. He wanted George Pickens. I think Abraham Lucas, I believe, was the guy. The fact that he didn't get either one of those guys set J2K off in a way that I've been trying to tell that man, J2K, you got to let it go, man. Give the guy a chance to cook the way he wants to cook. But hey, with all due respect to J2K, and hopefully we're gonna have when he gets done traveling like Kung Fu, man, he can come and join the show, man. I wanna get him on here, and I want to hear his thoughts, man, because I think J2K has a really good football mind. I do respect it, and through all the ups and downs that he and I have, I really want people to know, just because we disagreeing right now don't mean it's a lack of respect. I do respect the guy, and I can't wait to get him on the show. But we only have a few minutes left, man. So let's go around the block one quick time before we get out of here, you guys. Do us that solid, man. Hit that like button, man, and help us out. If you're new to the channel and you like what we're doing, man, make sure you subscribe, because this is nothing, man. The post game is going to be lit. And what we do, the content that we already have out there, you guys, it's just crazy good stuff out there, man. And if you're new to the channel, check us out, man. Do us the solid and hit the subscribe button for us. But let's go around the block one more time, Samuel, before we get out of here.
All right. Shout out to Son Torres. He said he's at the game, man. He said people are filling in right now. And hope you enjoy that. Enjoy that game, man. I hope you bring him some luck down there. Hey, I'm still bearing down like every week. Cautiously optimistic about this game, because this is a guy that Luke Getsy loves, and Tyson Bagent, and the style that he wants to play. So, maybe we see some competent offense today. And I'm going to just leave it right there. I'm bearing down. I'm rocking with my Bears every week, week in and week out, regardless of how I really feel about this coaching staff. Keep it moving. Go ahead, kids.
Yeah. Big ups to J2K as always. I know the three of us have all been on at least one show with the man. He is a brilliant football mind, and we love to have him in the chat, always sharing his opinion. You generally know what you're talking about, and at the same time, you ain't afraid to chop it up in an argument. So big ups to you. Big ups to the rest of the folks out there. Brian Hendren, Pan G's throwing up all kinds of madness. T3P podcast. Hey, man, thanks for representing with us once more. We're going to bear down like harder than ever before once again. It'll be an ugly dog fight today. It'll be an ugly dog fight against the Raiders. They don't really have, what they want to have happening in Las Vegas right now. And let's agree that we don't really have what we want to have happening in Chicago right now either. So it's going to be a dogfight, dirty, both offensively and defensively. I'm in it. I want to watch. I want to see what happens. And again, I'm just hoping for some level of efficiency. And I think that's about the only expectation that we can have for this game. The general idea is out there. Getsy has a style. That's the style that he has. He's brought in his guy, undrafted, played with them a couple of times in the Senior Bowl, I believe. Got a good look at this kid, understands that he should be a good fit for his system. Let's see if he can actually, work the system without inefficiencies. And that's all I want to say today. Win, lose, or draw.
Okay. We got about 60 seconds before I get out of here. One more time, guys. Do not forget, set your notifications for our post game. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Central. We got less than 60 seconds before kickoff. So I'm going to get you guys up out of here so we can go enjoy this game no matter win, lose, or draw. I'm still a Bears fan no matter what, guys, and y'all going to be that same Bears fan when you get here in post game. So let's just root like we do for like normal fans do. So before we get out of here, I got to leave y'all with this one time. Love, peace, and hair grease, y'all. Bear down.
Salute. Bear down.